From TV host and editor of AlwaysAlist.com, Jawn Murray. From Oxygen's Funny Girls, airing Tuesdays at 1 p.m., Yamaneika Saunders. CNN legal analyst Sunny Houston. And actress and author Garcelle Beauvais. All right. Let's get to it. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to take a break from your husband or wife and shake it up with a stranger for 2 weeks? I'm seeing a woman going, yeah, yeah. Well, there is a new show on FYI Network called The 7-Year Switch that is premiering this summer. This is the premise of it. Couples who are at a crossroads in their relationships get the chance to live and sleep with a total stranger. Yeah. And after 2 weeks, the couples get to decide whether to divorce or reunite with their significant others. They're calling it an experimental marriage that asks, does absence really make the heart grow fonder? Stupid.
It's so crazy. I think what makes it so... Yeah, what makes it so crazy is that the first couple of years of marriage are so difficult to begin with that if you have that little opportunity to take the out, everyone would take it. I remember when I first got married, in my first year of marriage, my husband and I almost got divorced because he said I had to pay for all the toilet paper in the house because I used too much toilet paper. And he would come in.
Are you on double ply?
I like to put the toilet paper around my hand. And he was like, we're still married.
But did he ever replace the toilet paper?
Never.
Yeah, exactly. So you
never.
Use as much as you want.
But it was so crazy. And I really believe had I had the chance to get out,
you would have.
I may have.
Might have, yeah.
You might have needed that window of escape. Here's the thing. So I used to work on this syndicated radio show, and on our cruise, the very last night, we would call it Might As Well night. You've been looking at somebody all week, had your eye on them, think you want to hook up, might as well. This show takes that to a whole nother concept because you're in the house with these people. It's not a might as well night, it's a might as well couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, here's the thing for me. I want to do that. I would... Yeah, put the camera on me, please. If you want to marry me, my number is... I'm looking for anything. I'm asking to the world now. You know somebody?
No, if I know somebody, I'm taking them too.
Well, I'm single, Garcelle.
I was, all right, might as well.
Might as well.
I like that. How long were you married?
I was married for close to 9 years, and I didn't know it. Apparently, my husband must have been the star of this show because he was doing all kinds of things. I mean, I think that's really opening up a can of worms that you really don't want to start. I think if you start fooling around, then it's, you know, you're going to end up doing it. It's going to become a habit. So I think that's a no.
I say it's a big no. Audience, yes or no? No? No. All right. All right, moving on. There is nothing harder than breaking up, but now you may not have to do it yourself. There's a new online service. It's in Australia. It's called Sorry, It's Over, and it allows you to pay a stranger to break up with someone for you. It's starting at for $5.50. They'll send a text, an email, a handwritten letter, or they make a phone call for you. Now, if you want to bump it up a few more dollars, you can send flowers, a sympathy basket.
I love it.
Oh, my God.
Or even a representative to get the job done for you.
Yeah, I'm completely on this because I got dumped back in the days when you had to pay for text messages. So a guy texted me, and I had to pay 10 cents for him to break up with me because I had to read the thing. Yeah. So I'm all about them paying, you pay for it. I think that's a great idea. It's hard to break up with people.
But you should do it. You should be brave enough to do it.
I don't know if I could do that.
Relationship with someone, I think the human connection, we're losing so much connection with one another nowadays.
But that's why we're breaking up, because I don't want to connect with you no more.
At first blush, I was like, you know, that's so horrible. But I remember one boyfriend, it was New Year's Eve, we had plans to go out. Literally, he called me on the phone, and he said, you know, I can't make it tonight. And I'm like, but it's New Year's Eve, babe. Right. And he said, I'm going to start the new year off right, and it's got to be without you.
Oh, that's good.
That is. And it was so painful that a professional breaker-upper would have been better. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Meredith, I don't know if the CEOs of this company are watching, but I will be the spokesperson. I will make the calls. Hey, hey, Rebecca, it's over.
No. Let me do it. Let me do it because I go on Craigslist Misconnection and I show up when the girl don't show up and go, hey, here I am. I can do it.
So you fill in the gaps for all the women who stiffed the man.
Yeah, forget her. I'm here.
Yeah, but how do you get closure? How do you get closure?
You don't get closure. You don't get closure. The only closure is, I think that Anybody that would do that to break up is somebody you don't want to be with anyway. I would feel like, okay, I'm glad.
I agree with you.
He's just not that into you.
That's exactly right. Don't look at me that way when you say that. All right. Moving on, a lot of people have become so obsessed with their phones that they feel lost, disoriented, or even naked without them. And now there's actually a term for that feeling. This is real. It's called nomophobia, and that means no mobile phone phobia.
Wow.
It is of course, it's scientifically recognized source of separation anxiety. And a study out of the University of Missouri found that when people are separated from their phones, they suffer from mounting heart rates, sweaty palms, and increased blood pressure. So something physical takes over.
Interesting. The other day I was running late and I left my phone at home. For the first hour, I was freaked out. I thought, how's anybody going to get in touch with me? What about my kids? But after like that hour, it felt so liberating, like no one could connect, you know? It was just great to have a break and not feel the pressure, you know?
Jawn, get off your phone.
But the lighting here on set is so good. And my mom says I look really handsome today on camera. Now, I'm one of those people, like, you know, it's stuffed here in the side. You know, it's been here all week with me. I can't leave my phone. I get nervous.
Why? What's going to happen?
You know what? I might miss a text message.
But
I might.
So what?
Yamanika might want to go on that date. I've been trying to get her to go on with me. You know, I was tongue-tied when I first met Garcelle. You know, I'm one of those guys, I'm on the toilet texting. I just can't give up my phone.
Yeah, I am too. I think also, I mean, there's something to be said about being able to be reached and being connected. When you have kids, I have 2 kids. I want my kids to be able to reach me. I want the babysitter to be able to reach me. You know, we have so many
parents do, though. What did our parents do?
But they at least have
carrier pigeons.
I want to be connected, and I also want to know what's going on. I want to know the news right away, and I don't know.
So you're always going to what, CNN app or something?
I do use the CNN app very often.
I find the hardest thing for me is when I'm like in the car with the kids, because I don't want to set a bad example because they're watching me. So I try to keep the phone either in my bag or on the seat, because if I'm tempted to do it, then I think they'll end up doing it as teenagers. So, you know, it's hard. What do you do?
I'm not a big phone person.
Really?
I really don't. I don't care for it that much. It's like I'm a dinosaur. So I can email. Texting is hard for me. I'm not, you know, I kind of stopped at email, and I don't really want to be connected. Yeah. I like to be alone. I really do.
I agree with you. It has to be a happy medium between when you use your phone and when you don't. Sometimes you need information. Like if I'm running late for a gig, I have to know what's going on. You need it. But I had a guy, after we hooked up, he went and got on Temple Run. I was like, really? You just played this game now? You playing another one?
Well, that's the thing, knowing when to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I am really nervous because this Sunday I'm giving the commencement address at Boston University.
Wonderful,
and
wonderful.
I never do this. A friend of mine just, you know, when they beg you, they please don't, and I did it, and now I'm a nervous wreck because I'm watching all these other people, because a lot of schools have already had their commencement, and I'm so scared they're going to say something that I wanted to say. It's going to be better than what I could think of. This past weekend, actor Denzel Washington gave a memorable speech at Dillard University in New Orleans, and he had these 4 points. 1, put God first. He's a very religious guy. 2, fail big. Don't be afraid to fail. 3, it's not how much you have, it's what you do with it. And 4, aspire to make a difference. That was his 4 points, which I thought was very good.
And he should have added number 5, I'm also Denzel Washington, I ain't never failed. I mean, you know, this tough.
But I don't know. I don't know about that. Well, first of all, I could look at Denzel all day, so if he's the commencement speaker, right? But I think it's important because he must have had failures. And it's important for someone that has had failures, that is now successful, to get in front of young people and say, you can do it too. I know for me, I grew up poor in the South Bronx. And I'm sitting here with all of you, you know, and I try to tell people, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
I love it in an environment where faith isn't necessarily the most popular thing, that he really incorporated God into it. I know that I'm a person of faith, and I cut up and talk about a lot of sex on this show, but I really am a good Christian boy who had vision of myself working in entertainment.
Well, I say, oh, God, all the time. I'm having sex. There's a connection. But also, Denzel, in the speech, said that he almost flunked out of college. So he, you know, he did almost fail.
He did?
Yeah, yeah.
I would have never flunked him as fine as he is.
Even Oprah says that you have to fail one good time to know that you tried.
Yeah.
If you know that you gave it your best effort, then you know what to do when you do it the next time to get it right.
Exactly. And also not being afraid to take a chance. I think so many times we live out of fear and we don't try something because we think we might fail. But if you don't try it, you'll never know.
You never know, yeah.
You'll never know. So
all right, guys, don't go anywhere. We have much more after this. Stay with us.